And in sports, Matebele FC and Security Systems battle it out tomorrow to cement a better position on the log standing. This is BTV News at 9 o'clock, coming to you live from the capital. I am Khomotso Mapani. Good evening and welcome to BTV News at 9 o'clock. Now, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi says the credibility of the national election process depends on the effective facilitation and enforcement of the election process and legislation. Speaking at the 50th Botswana Police Senior Officers Annual Conference, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi challenged senior police officers to prepare, contribute and deliver diligently and effectively on the mandate. He says government is committed to providing the necessary resources for effective law enforcement. Peter Batsalelwang.
Just a few days after addressing a joint retreat for accounting officers and chief executive officers of state-owned enterprises, President Masisi, who is on a drive to push in the service delivery message, is meeting the top Botswana Police Service brass under the theme Embracing Mindset Change, Key to Save and Secure Communities by 2036. Here, he appealed to the Botswana Police Service to engage on formulating effective solutions to emerging public security and safety faced by the country. He says as Botswana heads to the polls this year, the role of the police is to facilitate and enforce election process.
A safe, secure and peaceful environment is required for the smooth conduct of elections. The role of the Botswana Police Service is therefore central to ensuring the peaceful environment. This starts during campaigns leading to the election day, conduct during the election date, and the installation of government post-elections.
Despite the ever-changing landscape of the crimes across the world, President Masisi urged the police to take advantage of access to information and communication technologies in dealing with complex crimes.
You should be focused in your deliberations and be creative in formulating appropriate strategies by considering new developments of human civilization, such as the advent of the fourth industrial revolution, 4IR, and notably artificial intelligence, AI.
Indeed grateful for your wisdom, vision, and progressive leadership on issues of governance, peace, and security. Your Excellency, in particular, we appreciate the commitment and resolve of your government in creating an enabling environment for the effective progression of public security matters.
On other issues, President Masisi encouraged senior officers to be continuously capacitated in order to enhance their analytic skills in defining problems and issues.
Officers should be accorded an opportunity to compete for secondment or employment of opportunities at international organizations such as Interpol, Afripol, and SAPCO, and the United Nations.
These ratings, Your Excellency, were provided by the World International Security and Police Index, which also ranked Botswana Police Service number 47 in the whole world, where 127 countries were ranked.
The 50th Botswana Police Senior Officers Annual Conference, which started on the 19th of this month, will conclude on the 23rd. Peter Batsalelwang, BTV News, Gaborone.
President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi was in Parliament this afternoon to make his contribution on the ongoing 2024-2025 National Budget Allocation Proposal debate. He said the budget has been availed to help grow the economy, thus engaging in many developmental projects. The 2024-2025 budget proposal has been lauded as the largest in history, exceeding 100 billion pula. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi said even with the big allocations towards the development and recurrent budgets, there's also glaring evidence of shortfalls in some areas where reconsideration is unavoidable.
Ke batla re ke tlhomise Batswana gore budget ena e heta ka molao. Kgaoganyo ya madi ya go tsamaya ka molao, madi ana a go dirisediwa tse re reng di a go dirisediwa. Ha ke batle ope Motswana a tsena letsadi la gore budget e ke te tona. Budget ha madi a le teng ke a Batswana ra ba anela. Le ganelang gore ra anela Batswana. Le go tlhoye gore le gane. Le utlwiswa ke eng botlhoko ha re batla gore re thuse batho ba sa berekeng. Ba kaolengwe ne ba bua me Masera. Ke ba reditse ba reditse. Ba re madi a 200 million ha o leba le baka la batho ba sa bereke. O leba le baka la letshono. O leba le baka la gore for 2 years COVID re tlhasetse ile gore itshulelo e tsamaya ka mangole. Ha le ka. Yes. Ke wetse mo go dumeleng. Ke wetse mo go dumeleng. Ke batla gore ha itsana mo committee of supply minister o move amendment. O ke tse madi ana from 200 million to at least 500 million. Machem. Le gone ha ka ba tlhaela re teng parliament e teng ye. Re batla gore itshulelo e go hetlega.
Still at Parliament, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi reiterated government's continuous efforts to improve conditions of service for workers in the country.
President Masisi says his government is committed to deliver its promises by doing everything possible to address challenges faced by workers, hence their decision to increase the civil servant salaries. Although the minimum wage was increased to 1,500 pula recently, government considers increasing it once again.
Re dumalane gore ba bereki ba puso ra go ba duela jang. Ile la ntlha mo sebakeng se se lele ka botsipa le go rata go utlwana le babereki ra tsena mo tumalanong ra dumalana mme se se khatlang ne ditumalano tse leng gore di tlhatlologanya dingwaga. We have multi-year agreements le bodiredi ba rona. We honor those. Madi a mantsi a oketsegileng a re current yana a go because it's a promise we made, it's a promise we deliver on. Re ikaeletse gape gore re go tsena mo legatong la bobedi la go oketsa madi a babereki gore komponi tse di mo the private sector ba kgone go atolosa ba duele yaka komponi ka kgona because we are dissatisfied ka go duela motho 1.5.
Retired soldiers will also receive their dues from the recurrent budget as promised by the president.
I promise and I pledge we are going to settle this. And part of it is financial. Listen, Botswana, Bamasoleale, Baberekets, no doubt.
Meanwhile, Parliament continued with its discussion on the national budget.
Members of the public are informed that Parliament will convene a meeting for the by-election of the specially elected member of Parliament. The aforesaid meetings shall take place at 2 o'clock in the Parliament chamber tomorrow. The by-election follows the immediate resignation of Ms. Filda Gering, who was specially elected member of Parliament. The by-election is held in accordance with Section 58, subsection 2B of the Constitution of Botswana. The public and the media are invited to attend this meeting and advised to be seated by 1:30. In other news, some Botswana working at the African Union have encouraged fellow citizens to look beyond Botswana and take up opportunities available in other countries and international organizations. Director Strategic Planning and Delivery, Ms. Botho Bayendi, the first Botswana to hold a senior position at the AU, says Botswana are well educated and capable of making a mark on the international space and therefore should move out of their comfort zone and take up these spaces. Bethany Mando.
The African Union is made up of 55 countries with diverse cultures, Botswana included. This organization is run by a secretariat, and each country is given a quota on the number of cadets who can be employed. Ms. Botho Bayendi made Botswana proud, becoming the first to hold the position of a director level since the formation of this organization in 1963.
More than 50 years, really Botswana is na director level position in our quota, and I was sincerely celebrated. The portfolio is very massive, and it is actually mostly responsible for Agenda 2063. It is a professional position that I applied for. In 2021, the process is very long. I was ultimately offered in 2023. Therefore, I want to say to Botswana that they must be patient with these international jobs to fulfill my It takes effort.
Ms. Matshidiso Gabolawe, who works at a CFTA secretariat in Ghana, shares her experience.
Now I've worked in different countries. I've worked in Belgium, I've worked in India. And skills transfer is not only as in the technical skill, it is also in exposure in terms of the social and learning the different cultures. Because when you get hired in an international organization, all they want to know is your level of exposure in interacting and working with different nationalities and different cultures. That itself is a skills transfer because you learn how to interact with different people.
Having worked here in the international sphere as an attorney, I work in the Office of the Legal Counsel, and we get to experience multilateralism. It exposes you to politics, it exposes you to international relations, and also just contributes to your career development, your career growth. You meet people from different backgrounds, different professions.
Mr. Khawakakala Lemenyane is appointed as an advisor to the AU chairperson, focusing on education.
The policy, African Union Commission, the policy, the strategy. Africa across the continent. So I police is na di royalo. The level hore di share wale mahats. So mahats aga witso mahats ha harlogan mo continent ya Africa. Le hatse lengwe lengwe be le tsa strategies so the sit ba dira mo eleng hore ba se itebaganya ba dira mo the domestication of the policy.
In regular positions, ba eleng hore they make the Botswana quota re ba rarohela. Mo eleng gore re santse re na le sebaka, so se se ntshwenyang ke gore ha gongwe re se ka ra lebella di sa ba ba hela re gakologela gore go tla be go na le audanepad ko South Africa, go tla be go na le AFCFTA ko Ghana, makalana a harologaneng a ka tlase ga African Union. So ha ke bua ka gore re ka nna re ntse re hatlholla Batswana gore go na le sengwe kwa le kwa in that structured environment. As I sit as the most senior in this organization under the Botswana quota, I could put it upon myself that I would liaise with the embassy so that we put pressure on Botswana.
This Botswana working for AU applauded President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi for his commitment in improving Botswana's bilateral relations with other countries, as it will open many doors for the citizens to fulfill his desire to see more and more Botswana taking up leadership positions in these international organizations. Bethany Manto, BTV News, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Mauritania police are investigating a case in which 2 children aged 12 and 14 went missing on Thursday last week. Superintendent Boemo Bok says the 2 who hail from Serowe were last seen in the afternoon after being sent to a tuck shop.
Burumba musimanyana a se maošong gore a tle le sešabo a se maošong seo. A se ka a boa ba kgaitsedi a mo latela mme ba se ka ba boa mo tsatsing lone leo la phirima ka batsadi ba tla kwang ba tla go ipuela. Mme ga amogelwa ga mapodisi ba tswa ba go le ba gone ra leta go itlhelela ka la botlhano. Ka la botlhano mapodisi ba nna ba taboga ba kopana le batsadi go bona gore go ka tswa go diragetseng. Dikgang tse di teng mo kgaolong ya rona ya Mogoditshane gore batho ba ka nyelela ke ba dingwaga ba tla report-a gore ga ba bone mme mo go morago ga letsatsi malatsi a mabedi e be ba bonetse. Re ka gakolola setšhaba hela gore a ne re ha gongwe a tsatsi le phirima go tshwana le bana ya ga ba ile a sekweleng. A nne re ela tlhoko gore bana ba ko kae ngwana ga ka tsaya go tshameka e be tsatsi la kotlomela ntse a ile go tshameka.
The Northwest District Chairman's Charity Walk, slated for the 9th of March in Maung, is an initiative intended to solicit funds that will be used to help members of the community hit by natural disasters. This was said by the Council Secretary, Mr. Thata Yotle Balapi, when addressing members of the media. Dumisang Kelatlilwe.
Northwest District Council will initially activate a fund that will help facilitate victims of natural disasters in Maung and surrounding areas through the Chairman's Charity Walk. The Chairman's Charity Walk is a community-based fund that will be funded through donations from the community. The public in Maung and surrounding areas has been urged to participate in the upcoming walk that is aimed at helping the less privileged.
This walk is intended to ensure Kayone and any other activities that would follow. The office of the council chairman can probably solicit some funds, which funds can in turn be used to facilitate shortfalls or gaps that are normally experienced when disasters do strike, when issues of needs do strike, when issues of floods do strike, or any other issue, any other mishap. Normally you would appreciate council is always expected to make provision for such, and it is very unfortunate where council can't make all the provision because of the limitations in financing.
The Northwest District Council has been knocking from door to door seeking for sponsorship to help activate the account.
Di kare la thalla ne thebeno se sa buang ka ene mme ga ba ra khara diata ba re soloheditse gore nya re na le lona re utule re tla ithuna dinta mme re tla boa go lona re tla le bolela gore tla thusa ka tsela ntseng jang.
The Chairman's Charity Walk activation is set for the 2nd of March, coinciding with a family fun day aimed at informing the public about the upcoming walk. Dumisang Kelatlilwe, BTV News, Maung.
DJ Fresh has called on artists to take their work seriously and treat themselves like business people. DJ Fresh, who is leading the ongoing DBS Roadshow, said this in Tonota recently. Abigail Madorobo.
DJ Fresh says if artists brand themselves well, they will earn respect from consumers and contribute to the growth of the industry. He therefore encouraged artists to always honor time when they have been hired to perform.
Ipapatse dirisa mabanyane kopa le balosika le ditsala le bone ba thuse make short videos tsa go diragatsa kopa ditsala masika go thusa to share them maranyane to share them on the WhatsApp. Business behave like a business, treat yourself like a business.
DBS was commended for the Talent Search Roadshow initiative.
DJ Fresh o leboga thata ngwana ga mogolo le ka re ha re riana re tlhotlhoma mo motlhaleng o epilweng ke wena gore bana ba rona tsatsieno bo ba kaiwa ha ba tsomana le talenta e modimo rara ana e tlhotlheletsa mo tlhogong tsa bone le nyena ka radio ya rona e sa kenye tlhaela gope ke lebogele go bolesa hitsi ditalenta tsa bana ba.
Artists were encouraged to market their work on social media platforms in order to reach a large audience, while young people were urged to utilize youth empowerment programs to create employment for others and better their lives. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Tonota.
Re Thatoleng Primary School in Letlhakane will soon be getting 2 new classrooms courtesy of a donation from Dream Choice. A representative of the company, Mr. Max Radibaga, says the company is committed to contributing towards improving education in the Boteti district. He made the remarks during the company's groundbreaking ceremony. Sabaitseng Taboho.
This groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of 2 classrooms brings hope to the school and the leadership, as it will help reduce the acute shortage of classrooms in the school. The school currently needs 15 additional classrooms to accommodate all learners.
Ratsa loeto ra seka ra ithala ile gore gona le thoko ya ka dipalo dintsi di buiwa ke the council secretary le thoko le go godimo la di classroom block mo re Thatoleng. Mme ke re maikelelo a rona e be le gore re na le boitumelo jo bontsi because of the impact e leng gore re solohetse gore e ta tiswa ke this development mo community ya Letlhakane.
Matwabutelo a 22 mme di-class tsone di-class ya la kana ke bua ka tsone tsa ma 1 go ema ka standard 7 di 37 like for instance standard 1 is na se ema ka F, standard 2 le sone se ema ka F hela jalo jalo mme ka tselentse jalo thuso ye re phopothela letsogo le go fi go menagane.
This gesture is applauded by the area leadership since it can help government improving the educational system.
Ke result ga di dintse ka dintseng ka teng mme mathata a mangwe a simolo ke gone go thoko ya bo di classroom le one mantuto ta matitshara a tsala go nna go shota ya no dio tse ba ga e tshore le boga ha ba bangwe ba ikemetseng ka nosi ba ka ra ha ntse ba le bona ba bona gore ba ka thusa gore government a kgone e khanye tsona.
Bit by bit re a go gongwe ebile ha re ka bona le other stakeholders khosi ba ba tshwana le Dream Choice. I think le quality ya education in Boteti hela district e ka improve ga tota ya no kire ba ga itsutu rona ke kgatelopele.
The project is anticipated to be completed by the end of April this year. Sbazen Tebogo, BTV News, Letlhakane.
Senior citizens will showcase their beauty pageant skills as a way to distract from their day-to-day concerns. The organizer of the pageant, Ms. Lesedi Motlalane, says the pageant is meant to empower and support elderly women as they also face challenges such as gender-based violence and mental health issues. The event also offered a platform for the contestants to be screened for illnesses that mostly affect the elderly. Tato Ranna.
The pageant, which featured elderly women aged 60 and above, culminated from a call for these women to form a club that will essentially enable them to interact, unite, and give them a sense of belonging. The event also offered a platform for the contestants to be screened for a myriad of illnesses, especially those that mostly affect the elderly.
Go tsena mo boeteledipeleng wa go ithela ba re sia ka dipalo go tswa ke gore a mme mosadi ene ga a kgone ke tsela gore ga re dumela gore mosadi wa kgona ke sone se re leng ga letsi la gompieko go ta go lemoga bomma rona gore bomma le re godisitse mme ga le re segetseng tema teng re le bana ba rona re a go lotswedisa temae go bontsha le hatse gore bomme le rona re na le bokgoni
ha re tseitsia diemo tse di tang ka nakwana go na le go reanye mo go tsone re tsa tsia tse di sena bokao ebile di sena boleng di ka ska tsa re isa gope. This is a rare moment o re tshwanetseng go anya ra reetsa ka gobane le mo nakong ya gompieno puso e na le mananeo ha le yua tshono ya go a go reetsa go itseela ka tsebe gore mananeo a le itse gore go diragalang ha le reetse.
Women have been encouraged to strive to achieve all that they desire and not let their age hinder them.
Mo letsatsi la gompieno ha ile gore o mongwe wa mme kana o mme yo e leng gore wena o nna o inyaditse o nnetse mo khoneng ke batla gore ke gore ke re o tswe mo sekgoropeng se o le mo go sone o itebelele o bone o bopilwe ke modimo o bone o le mme yo montle o dire se o tshwanetseng gore o se dire o phithelele ditoro tsa gago. Bagaetso is never too late. O ka tswa o le mo dingwageng tsa bo 60 bo dingwageng tsa bo 70 ke batla gore ke gore kere is never too late.
Ke se seng ka etse gore tota la bile o na le bogolo la bile gore o se kwa inyatsa tota go tlhe gape ke kupara basadi ba gampieno one ba thaka ya me ba se kana ba ina ba itsaela go tle se bana ba itsaela gore nya ba santse ba le bantle hela sentle.
The winners of the pageant walked away with livestock ranging from chickens and goats as a start for them to venture into agribusinesses. Moreover, the women were implored to provide guidance for young girls and mold them into responsible women who are always ready to face and overcome life's challenges. Tatarana BTV News, Sese.
The 8th installment of the Mrs. Botswana pageant will be held on the 1st of June this year. The pageant is based on the premise of building happy and healthy marriages and families, as well as fighting gender-based violence. Refilwe Mutube reports.
This year's Take-Off Miss Botswana kicked off with a launch in the capital city, where the founding national director, Ms. Kgalale Lesetedi, encouraged the finalists to seize this opportunity with both arms, as it gives them the platform to grow and develop personally, as well as gain knowledge and skills on social ills that affect the family setup.
Sana ko ga dumela ka letsatsi la gompieno ne re le mo orientationeng ya our top 10 finalists ba Mrs. Botswana season 8 ba ileng gore ba simolla competition ya bone ka letsatsi la gompieno ka project ya gender based violence ba tla ba ya go nte kwa go buisanya le Batswana go bona gore re na le mathata ga kae mathata a re na le ngwana re ka leka go addressa jang. Project e leng gore ya go ba tsenyetsa di points go bona sone se kgantshwane sa rona go bona queen ya rona e leng gore ka kgwedi ya October go representa ko South Korea.
So the intent is to go itsisa Batswana about GBV and also support bana ba ileng gore ba tswa from such backgrounds. How do we properly support them and how do we create conducive environments for them to flourish and be competitive in the world. You know, we're in a season where we are encouraged to have a mindset shift, and I think that is what I would like to bring forth to the table.
Current reigning Miss Botswana Portia Mokatong says the pageant is a stepping stone, imparting knowledge which will prepare participants for this upcoming task.
We are launching our top finalists and we cannot wait to see their journey. Have fun with your journey, grow with your husband, grow with your family. A new person.
As a finalist for Mrs. Botswana, emotionally, psychologically, physically, and financially. Looking at the fact that this is a brand, Ehudisang Malapa, and Ehudisang even itself.
The grand finale, which will be held 1st June 2024, comprises of 10 finalists who have all been assigned projects based on gender-based violence. Rifle Mutube, BTV News, Gaborone.
10 Botswana women were part of a group of over 200 women from Bible societies around Africa, including Lesotho, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, who wrote a new Bible called African Women Devotional Bible. The Bible was launched by the Bible Society in Tlukweng, where the Minister of Finance, Ms. Peggy Serame, stated that women need to be empowered so they can become leaders, a feat they can attain if they derive lessons shared in the Bible. Solofelo Tombali.
The Bible Society of Botswana, in its launch of the African Women Devotional Bible at the United Congregational Church of Southern Africa in Tlokweng on Tuesday morning, revealed that the project had involved 25 Bible societies throughout Africa, Botswana included. The Bible, written solely by women, chosen by those societies, has much of its messages aimed at addressing women's issues.
The project qualified to be labeled as a crowd-funded development, as it involved close to 280 women who wrote and shared their thoughts and devotions voluntarily that were included in this Bible. And this was done under an organization called United Bible Societies, which is a fellowship of all the Bible societies in the world.
Bible devotions inside. If we are empowerment and leadership, re dumela gore bo mme ga ba tshwanela gore ba nne ba lebega jaaka ekete ke batho ba ba kopang go gongwe kae. Mme re dumela gore bo mme ba tshwanetse gore ba neelwe dithata tsa go itshetsa le mo tumelong tota. E bua gape le ka health and well-being. Re dumela gore botsogo jwa batho le jwa bo mme particularly bo botoka thata. Re dumela gore Bible e tla thusa gape go nonotsha semowa sa bo mme.
This Bible offers more than just inspirational messages for women.
We have very good examples in the Bible of women who led in many aspects. And I must appreciate the work that has been done in the devotional Bible, because I believe it will touch our lives as women. We have examples to learn from. We have stories that can inspire us. Even when it is difficult, we can always refer to something that can motivate us, that can provide the lessons that we need.
The Bible is the gift that keeps giving, as the Bible Society, with the help of the minister, handed out copies of the new Bible to some of the local contributors, as well as some organizations which uplift women, such as Women Against Rape and the Botswana Gender-Based Violence Prevention and Support Center. Solofela Tombale, BTV News, Gaborone.
It is time for sports with Ntaborang Sebetlela. Ntabo.
Hello, my lady.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you very much.
This week, you are really determined. You are feeling so good to take on the week.
Yes. Yes. A mindset change. Yes. I'm a full package of the campaign.
That's how it should be, ma'am. Please proceed.
Thank you very much, my lady. This is Botswana Tonight Sports News, and I am Ntaborang Sebetlela. The senior women national football team, the MAS, started their first international training session in Turkey this morning in preparation of the WAFCON finals to be held in Morocco later this year. The high-intensive Turkish training camp is expected to prepare the MAS physically and mentally. Tapelo Banda.
The mayor's training session started off with a light physical session, focusing mainly on reducing the lactic acid following a long trip from home. The physical trainer, China Mokaila, says he intends to take training step by step to avoid overworking players.
So there's a lot of lactic acid, moody muscle, and the only best way for you to do it is to do it through a lot of mobility work, a lot of injury prevention movements, and just making sure that we have the good base to start off, because tomorrow we're going into what we call intensive training. So Sanek is a plan from the activation plan, which was more on mobility technique and a lot of foam rolling. And then obviously when it came to the main exercise, Yao Map, it was basically based on injury prevention, movement and technical warm up. So that's basically what we do. So I mean, my role here is basically to make sure that we are able to manage load management the players, so that we don't overdo things, so that the players are able to basically run 90 minutes or over, even over 90 minutes. So the only way for you to do it is to make sure that you do the right training in terms of load management.
The second session of the training focused more on the tactical side to gauge players' performance. Malete believes the session was helpful and mind-opening.
An extensive session where we work on technical, tactical aspects of the game, and we are waiting for Friday to see how the game will go. And obviously the conditioning coach is very key in terms of managing the load, and also the video analyst is also important in terms of for us to be specific in terms of our preparations, and in terms of our approach we have to get everything right. We need to be spot on. Conditioning, we have to make sure that the players are refreshed and ready to perform at their level best.
On the tactics side, we worked more on defending and attacking, like finishing all the second balls. Energy from the ladies, they're giving a positive energy. They're working hard and showing willingness of competing with the team around here. I think that this game is a motivation by its own. When you look at the rankings, they're a bit higher than us, so you can tell good games and
the training is expected to intensify as the males are set to lock horns with formidable opponents in the international friendlies beginning this Friday. Tapelo Banda, BTV Sport, Antalya, Turkey.
The battle for the top 4 of Botswana Premier League honours will be on tomorrow at the National Stadium when Matabele takes on Security Systems. The two sides are currently tied at 20 points each with only a 2-goal difference. Lydia Poloko and Thomas Monamora with the report.
After being knocked out of the Season 5 Orange FA Cup last 48 by fellow Premier League rookies VTMFC 3-0 over the weekend, coach Elias Chinyamba said their focus will now turn to the league, where the objective is to keep their Premier League status. Currently, Gugantu are 4th on the log standings after securing 6 wins, 4 draws and losing 5 in the process. Chinyamba will be banking on Thabo Maponda, Kemi Pilato and Bonolo Maseya to collect maximum points for his side.
We've got a boost in our camp with the return of 2 players from injury, which will give us a lot of options up front. Hopefully tomorrow it will really make a difference. It's always exciting to be where we are on the log. We are on the top 4 bracket. We have worked hard to be there, and we will continue working hard to try and maintain that 4th position or go better and do better by the end of the season. So it's a game we are really looking forward to, and we'll definitely give as much as we get. Hopefully by the end of the 90 minutes we'll collect the maximum points.
Security Systems, on the other hand, occupies 5th spot with 7 wins, a draw and 7 losses from 15 encounters. Coach David Botlasitse is hopeful that they'll do better after working hard on their striking force, which has been letting them down in their last 3 matches. In the absence of their goalkeeper, Michael Masule, the Alarm Boys will rely on the well-experienced players in the likes of Michael Tinye, Tebogo Kopela, Tato Okopotse to bring them favorable results.
We've been preparing well, but in a more detailed manner, because if you check our last 3 games, we haven't scored a goal. Hence, we have been concentrating on finishing and defending. We are on the same points. They are above us by goal difference. If the security systems that we normally know turns up, we can get out of that game with a positive result.
Another clash also on Wednesday will see 3rd place Gaborone United with 28 points continue their race at the top by visiting Traffic at Francistown Council Stadium. 6th place Machimenyenga with 21 points welcomes Miakhulele just few days after parting ways with their coach Philemon Makwengwe. Kick-off time for both matches is at 4:30. Lydia Poloko, BTV Sport, Tlokweng.
Grassroots Programs Officer at Botswana Football Association Terry Kabeng says grassroots football is crucial in helping school children improve their football skills while also nurturing their talents and confidence in the field of play. Mr. Kabeng said this during a football grassroots festival held in Zabong.
The Botswana Football Association, in collaboration with Zabong Regional Football Association, conducted a football grassroots festival for primary schools in Zabong with the aim of giving students an opportunity to play, have fun and socialize. Then the association also trained teachers from primary schools in Zabong on grassroots coaching.
Le category under 8, under 10, under 12.
mo basimane le basetsana go ra re sekolo sengwe le sengwe se re fa bana ba e leng gore ba 60 bana botlha ba go kopana mo dikolong tse tsotlhe ba nna 300.
We have primary school children from under 8, 10 and 12, both girls and boys. We have appointed coordinators to watch over them during our absence. Teachers were applauded for working hand in hand with Botswana Football Association to ensure the program becomes a success. We'll give the coordinators 500 pula a month and 100 pula at a time. We are going to coach and watch over the children, as Botswana Football Association has trusted us to do so. The program also aims to enlighten school children on the importance of physical activity and leading a healthy lifestyle at a tender age. BTV News, Tsabo.
Maun-based Delta Spirit made it 2 out of 2 over Orapa Jackanots as they thrashed them 103-48 baskets in their second encounter in the North Basketball League games played in Maun over the weekend. The next round of the NLB games will be held in Palape at the end of March, where Delta Spirit hope to continue with their impressive form. Anthony Tawahang.
Maun Delta Spirit, who won the North Basketball League's inaugural season and competed at the BBA National Championships in Gaborone, wasted no time in getting back to their winning ways as they thrashed Orapa Jackanots 82-63. The Maun-based side dominated all the 4 quarters of the first fixture of their 2024 season.
The game now we just played was our first game of the season, and we did a lot of work throughout the off-season just to try and prepare for this. There was a lot of rust involved today. I saw that the guys were a little bit, making a few mistakes, rusty here and there. But, we got the win the hard way, I think.
Today we are playing the resident team, which were the champions on the north side. Our team, we've been trying to practice. We've put to play what we've been practicing. Despite our small numbers, it was just 6 of us against a imaginable team, but we held fort, even though the game didn't go our way.
As the league is still at its infancy stages, the North Basketball League has been trotting on a rocky road due to a lack of resources for both management and the clubs themselves.
Unfortunately, we have 2 other teams that were supposed to be here that couldn't make it. BUs from Palape, Le Francistown Flames. They had issues with transportation. BUs they were transport to go skolong, so they had some technical issues go skolong, but I guess they'll sort it out as time goes by. And then with Flames, they were struggling with transport because currently our leagues are running without any kind of sponsorship, which is something that we're trying to build upon. The more we can improve on our product as a sport, basketball, the more we can attract sponsors to come on board.
We are coming up with a program which is called Basketball for All, where we assign players to different schools, and then these players are going to coach the kids at the school, right? This gives us a platform where we can actually develop them, right, within the school parameters, and then take them out of the school parameters, we feed them into the clubs.
In an effort to grow the sport, the NBL plans to introduce both women's and juniors leagues, which will run concurrently with the men's league. The NBL further pleaded with different stakeholders to lend a helping hand in building the sport and engaging the youth to keep them from indulging in undesired habits. Anthony Tawahang, BTV Sport, Maun.
From Botswana Tonight Sports Desk, that was all we had for you this evening. Until we meet again later tomorrow. At the same time, now back to Khumuza to remind of the backheads. My mind spiraled out of control.
Well, it can spiral out of control, I know. Thank you so much. We will meet each other again tomorrow, ma'am. Have yourself a fantastic evening, and hopefully by then you will tell us what the 19 officials are doing in Turkey.
It's an assignment.
Thank you so much. That was Ntabuhan Sebetlela giving us the latest in sports. Let's take a final look at stories leading the way this evening. Police have the responsibility to ensure effective facilitation and enforcement of the election process and legislation. The public urged to help find the 2 missing kids from Mogoditsane. And in sports, Matebele FC and CISC security systems battle out tomorrow to cement a better position on the log standing. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. BTV News, Ikanyarona, hashtag BW Mindset Change. Interpreting in sign language was Amantle Babili.
Coming up in this edition, Namibian High Commission in Ghana holds memorial service in honor of late Gengo. Late President excelled in every task, says Namibian community in UK.